I wanted to make this video about self-accountability and just really acknowledging my own behaviors, our own behaviors. I believe that we are all one and that we're all, like, as humans, we're kind of like these mirrors, right? Like, we're reflections of each other, and I think that's something that's really important with relationships, whether platonic or romantic and intimate, is that, when you are spending time with someone and, you're getting to know someone, they may do something that triggers you. And usually, if you're triggered, since, I believe that we're all these mirrors, that is really reflecting back to you an unhealed part of yourself. Like, so for me, example, like, I can be triggered by something that someone does because that's an unhealed wound or trauma in myself that I have yet to acknowledge. And so that's where the self accountability part comes in, and the self-reflection part, because I'm at this point in my life where if something bothers me, I know there's a reason why. I know there's a deeper truth within as to why I feel bothered by that. And so, I like to think it's my job as this little myth buster. I like to refer to myself as like a spiritual myth buster, just really like digging in to better understand why I act the way I act, why I feel the way I act, or why I feel the way I feel, why something bothers me, why something makes me excited. Really just being the, personal investigator into my own emotional world. And that's always been an interest of mine. And that leads me to my next part that I want to talk about, which is kind of ironic. Here I am saying, like, I love digging in and figuring out why I feel the way I feel, but at the same time, I also recognize that I do bypass as well. Spiritual bypass. I posted about this on Instagram recently, but spiritual bypass is something that I have been unknowingly participating in. And so what that looks like for me is, I have these beliefs as children. We build these belief systems, and belief systems typically are created so that we can feel safe and secure, because there's many things that happen at a young age that make us feel unsafe or not secure or not lovable or not worthy. And so we build these belief systems, and they layer and layer on. And the crazy part is, like, we even build these belief systems from the age, from when we are born to age 6. It's such a pivotal, important section of our lives. Because, we're sponges. When we first come in, we're absorbing everything in our energetic field. If our parents are having fights, if they're fighting about money, and if they're stressed, we as children, we absorb all of that, and that programs into our DNA and into our cells. And so as we get older, our belief systems build onto these programs, these truths that aren't ours. Like I said, we were sponges back then, so we were absorbing, something from mom, something from dad, something from our aunt, uncle, something from someone in school, and taking on all of these energies and emotions that are not ours. But, our brains don't fully develop. Oh God, what is it? Like, our frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until like mid-20s, I believe. And so, when you're taking on all these energies and emotions from other people and building belief systems around that, and not fully having a fully developed brain yet, it makes it really confusing, especially I'm 25 now, and like, going through your 20s is such a strange time. Honestly, well, all life is strange, but like going going through my 20s, something that I've been doing the past few years that I haven't done in the past is really taking a look at my belief system. What do I believe? Why do I believe that? At what point in my life did something happen that made me believe that? That made me put up that wall? That, put that limited perspective on what I can do, what I can achieve, what I can have in this life. And uh, I believe, this life. One of the reasons why we're here is to unlearn everything that we have taken in from our environments and really return to our core. Our core is a state of pure love, and um, and we're safe. We're safe at our core. We're safe inside of our bodies, and we're often taught that we are not. And that goes back to the belief systems again. But I do want to jump back to spiritual bypassing really quick. So with the spiritual bypassing and the self-responsibility, the past few days and weeks, it has been a topic of interest for me to first recognize that I spiritually bypass and will skip over like certain wounds or healings or traumas and just go to a state of like, oh, everything's fine, everything's beautiful, everything's light. And for example, I did that with my graduation. I graduated this spring, and that was during quarantine. I had been in college for 7 years. I moved to Florida from Connecticut when I was 18 years old, strictly to come to college, and went through college for 7 years, graduated with 2 degrees, and then graduation was canceled. And I was kind of like, oh, what the heck? Like, and it took like a, stab at my ego. I was like, I put in all this time and I did all of this and I don't even get a ceremony. and like, and instead of allowing myself to like really feel those emotions and, understand like why I was upset that I wasn't getting a ceremony of recognition, like at what point in my life did I build a belief around like in order to feel worthy I need to be recognized, like, and so it's like just digging deep into that. And the same thing with my 25th birthday. I was like, oh, a milestone, 25 in quarantine. And again, and like during the time I just kind of like was just like, whatever, I don't care about it, like I'm just gonna keep living my days. And it is my survival mechanism to kind of just like block that shit out and just like keep moving. And the problem with that is when you do that, when I do that, there will come a point where all of that will rise to the surface and all of that will need to be faced. And so that's really just what I've been going through recently, and just want to talk about it here. And that's all I have to say today. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, beautiful, magical, beautiful day.